Thank you so much for attending my presentation on Pokemon's best comeback story, and let's meet our protagonists, Torkoal and Pelipper. These two Pokemon are introduced in Generation 3, but they aren't that special. Even though they have defensively oriented stats, they struggle to actually do that. Their defensive typings are shaky, as Pelipper has a 4 times weakness to Volt Switch, and Torkoal's Mono Fire folds to common ground, rock, and water moves. Both also take 25% of their health from Stealth Rocks. It wasn't all bad though. In Gen 4, Pelipper gained access to Roost, and with Kalos' defog buff, it could remove hazards. Torkoal could also play a role there, running Rapid Spin and Explosion to keep spikes and rocks off the field while maintaining momentum. Even so, they didn't get much done anywhere important. Pelipper started in NU with a Sleep Talk plus Toxic set, but it was downhill from there. Pelly would eventually land in fucking ZU alongside Frillish and Vullaby, but the defog change was enough to pull it back to PU in Gen 6. Torkoal also debuted in Never Use, but was able to keep it together for a few years before dropping to PU as well. It loved booming on random Pokemon to give teammates free switch-ins and was one of the better lower tier spinners. Torkoal even forced switches itself with Yawn, getting the opportunity to throw off powerful lava plumes. But in Generation 7, these two got one of the biggest buffs in Pokemon history, weather setting abilities. These abilities, normally locked to frail Pokemon Ninetales and Politoed, shined on these bulkier Mons. They even got access to heavy duty boots in Gen 8 to nullify Rock's damage. Now you could reliably switch in, tank an attack, set weather, and switch out or sacrifice. Weather teams began to run these two exclusively and they pulled their weight. The weather not only gave them more utility, but also boosted their offense. Those mediocre special attack stats were much more deadly when given a 1.5 times boost and let them actually threaten a litany of common OU Pokemon. As you might expect, these two shot up the tiering rung. Pelipper immediately became OU in Gen 7, while Torkoal had to wait for Mega Charizard's drought to leave for good. As soon as Galar rolled around, they began finding use everywhere. Each had strong roles and overused on weather-focused teams, and could even hang in VGC. While Kyogre and Groudon pushed them out completely in Ubers and restricted formats, the two had left an impact. This success continued into Gen 9, where they both reside in OU. Torkoal loves the new Paradox Pokemon, running on Proto-Spam teams to enable their abilities. Pelipper, on the other hand, is doing what it always does, tanking hits and setting rain. Each have stayed strong in VGC, winning both big and small tournaments around the world. In conclusion, Pelipper and Torkoal were resurrected from the dead and finally became relevant Pokemon over 10 years after their beginning. They offer a glimmer of hope into the brutal world of power creep. All you need is a little luck, and Game Freak might just give you the tools to succeed. Thank you so much for watching.